haven't seen you in a week.
Gosh. It's literally been, I think, a week.
It has been.
Since I've
I think more
seen
than a
you,
week now. 8 days.
talk to you.
I know. I was... When I go out of town,
Literally.
it's me. I'm sorry.
No. It's fine. I know that about you. Someone asked me, I think on Sunday, they were like, oh, how's Lucy doing? And I was like, when she leaves, she kind of goes dark, and I just let it happen. I don't expect anything. I hope she's having a good time, but
I feel like I do, and that is on me. I go pretty dark.
You're enjoying the present.
I'm trying. I try. And then I feel like once every 2 times while I'm there, I text you at something random, but then you respond, and I never answer you back.
It's okay.
At least I know
I just text you a few updates, and then nothing.
You text me updates, and I'm like, oh my gosh, no way. And then you're like, how's Denver? And I just never.
I'm like, okay, well, could mean one of 2 things.
Denver was great.
Good.
It was so much fun. I have to talk about it a little bit because you're going to be really proud of me.
Whoa.
And I know. So I went to Denver this last weekend for anyone listening. My siblings live in Denver, and so it was a Auntie Lucy fun weekend. And my 2 nieces that live out there are 17 and 13 now. So they're able to enjoy things that I enjoy because they're at that fun age. So
and you're cool.
And I'm cool.
That's when being an adult is cool.
Yeah. And a younger adult.
Yeah.
So we're kind of into the same stuff, which is also fun. They were telling me makeup tips and skincare tips.
Nice.
And we went to Sephora together, and they pointed out stuff that I should buy, and I felt cooler. I was like, I've never heard of any of these things. I was like, how does it work?
Oh, that's so cool. You're putting it in your basket.
I'm like, whoa, okay. And so, but what the main thing that we watched was I made my nieces watch all of the High School Musicals.
Yes, I did see that on your story.
And they enjoyed them. And then I also made them all watch an episode of Survivor.
Amazing.
So I really but then we did kind of spookier thriller movies.
Oh.
I know. That's why I was like, you're just going to be proud of me for what I watched this weekend.
What'd you watch?
Okay, so one that I think will have an impact on me for the rest of my life is, have you heard of The Good Son?
No.
It's with Elijah Wood from Lord of the Rings.
Frodo. Yes.
Frodo. And then Macaulay Culkin. And they're both kids. And
interesting cast.
Yeah. And Elijah Wood's mom in the movie dies when he's a little boy. And he goes to stay at his aunt and uncle's house where Macaulay Culkin lives, his cousin.
Okay.
And Macaulay Culkin is a embracing sociopath. He is nuts.
What?
And so Elijah Wood is trying to tell people that he's crazy. And it stuck with me. And the ending was also crazy.
Man, so, I've never even heard of that movie, to be honest.
It was pretty crazy. It was a good movie.
So it's kind of old?
Must be. I think 80s.
80s?
When did Macaulay... when was Home Alone come out?
90s.
So 90s.
90s. They
were both kids.
Okay.
In the movie.
Interesting. I've not even heard of that.
I don't know when it came out, but...
So he's harmful?
Yes. I think he kills his younger brother and drowns his younger brother in the bathtub.
Oh.
But the mom doesn't know.
Oh my god.
She's no, it was an accident and the little boy just drowned, and she doesn't think that the brother had anything to do with it. And then he's just nuts.
See,
it was jarring.
And then you see the trajectory of Macaulay Culkin's life.
I know.
And I'm like, does that kind of role mess with you? I feel like it would.
I said at a young age,
I don't know if we should be putting children in that situation.
This may have impacted him in a way that changed his future.
Yeah, that seems kind of like an intense role to play as a child.
It was. We also watched Knives Out, which I have seen.
Oh, Knives Out.
Love Knives Out.
Yeah.
Highly recommend that to anybody who loves a good fall, spooky mystery kind of movie, just cozy. I also watched The Illusionist. That one's not really thrillery, but
I don't know that one.
What? That one's the opposite of The Prestige. They both came out. Fun fact. Prestige is the Christopher Nolan movie with Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale. The movie about magic. That's fine.
Struggle with magic.
Let's skip that. I watched for the first time ever Scream.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen
the
that
first
movie.
one?
Yeah. And I can't stop thinking about the fact
who's in that? The first, like, what's the famous girl in that?
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore. Okay, I was gonna say
right
that, and then I was like, I don't want to sound dumb. Okay,
no,
she does die. Yes.
Dies in the beginning, and then at the end, the main girl, I can't help but think, has sex with the sociopath and doesn't know it's him.
Ugh.
And I'm like, that's the saddest part of that whole movie.
Yeah,
forget everyone dying. That's the part that lives in my brain a lot. So I've never seen that movie. It was intense. Very
yeah, now there's like a bajillion
movie.
of them.
Yeah.
Too.
Rewatched The Shining. That movie
creeps me out.
Yeah, I said he's probably one of the scariest villains.
Yeah.
And it's just him.
Yeah.
Like there's no gimmicks. It's literally just Jack Nicholson.
Him being creepy.
And he's terrifying.
Yeah.
But the movie I thought you'd be most proud of is I did watch The Village.
The Village.
I did.
That's a good one.
It was a really good movie.
It's really good.
I was shocked.
I was shook too when I saw that. I was
turns
like,
the whole time.
Yeah.
I was
crazy,
amazed.
Right?
Uh-huh.
It's very well done. It's a very good, like, monster-ish, but then like a good twist.
Like I didn't see, I think, any of that coming.
Yeah.
Whatsoever.
Yeah, that one shook me still to this day.
Kind of scary.
Yeah, a little bit.
The creatures in that one were weird.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Did not like the looks of those things. That was terrifying. Bryce
Yeah.
Dallas Howard acted her butt off in that movie.
Yeah.
She did so
Adrian
well.
Brody also does well.
He does
in that movie.
very good.
Yeah.
I didn't really love his character.
No.
But
you do kind of feel for him.
you do. I felt bad for him.
In a sense, but
then I was like, oh my God.
It doesn't justify
Stop.
that. Yeah, it doesn't justify.
What are you doing? I did see that part kind of coming when he walked in.
Mm-hmm. That part, yeah. I didn't like that part.
I love that we know what part.
I know.
But we're not saying. So I highly recommend The Village. I would say that's my
Village
number
is a
one
good
recommendation from all those
If you like
movies.
that type of movie, I think you should also watch Signs.
I know. So we were going to watch it
Signs is
because
good.
my
Same
brother-in-law
kind of pace
and sister like it, but my nieces hate that movie.
Okay.
So I was like,
That's
that
fair.
feels like a Rempel movie, then I'll watch.
Yeah.
Because I know you've been trying to get me to watch The Village
Signs
and
is
Signs.
great. And
for a
there's
long
like,
time.
it's like a good, like story-wise, it's like also.
Kennedy didn't like it, so we did not watch it.
That's fair. I get that.
Kennedy was like, no.
I get that.
And I was like, all right.
Whatever you
Kennedy
say,
wanted.
Kennedy.
Whatever Kennedy
This is
wanted,
your
we
house.
did. We did. And so we carved actual pumpkins while I was there. You carved styrofoam.
I carved a fake pumpkin.
That's fine, too.
And it was fun. And I will be keeping it forever.
Good. You can reuse it. Mine will decay
Yeah.
in a couple days, but it's in Denver, so
Yeah, I was
didn't
going to
take
say,
it
do
with
you
me.
have it with imagine
you
traveling
imagine?
with that? You're just like
I took it
holding
on the plane.
on the plane. Everyone's like, okay, she's weird.
No. But yeah, it was a great weekend.
That's so
it was
fun.
nice fall weather.
How was the weather?
It was beautiful. It was a little warm, actually. But I think it's just because you're higher in elevation. We also went to the Stanley Hotel, which is where Stephen King was inspired to write The Shining.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So, yeah, it was a little spooky.
Is it like open for business?
Yeah. It is haunted.
Gross. Yeah, how do you feel about like going to places
Gross.
that are like like
I mean, like, personally, I probably wouldn't.
yeah, I'm not like big in like whatever. But yeah, I don't think I would go out of my way to stay somewhere.
I would not.
Mm.
I don't know if I'd give it much thought, to be honest.
Right.
But I think if I actively knew it was haunted, I wouldn't choose to stay there.
No.
If I got there and they were like, oh, yeah, we're like a haunted hotel, I think I'd be like, oh, that sucks. And then
Can I get a refund?
just like do my best to sleep there without thinking about it.
Yeah.
Probably disassociate for the whole stay.
I don't think I would sleep well, to be honest.
Really?
No. Because I think
Fair.
knowing about it, my brain would be like, yeah, it's happening. Something's happening.
Oh.
And then I would be like, I don't like this.
I think I usually can do a pretty good job if I just fall asleep to like a funny show.
Yeah.
I can drift perfectly
true.
into sleep.
Yeah,
So
that is true.
it's a talent of mine. Did you do anything else fun that you want to update me on?
No, this week was kind of boring for me. I just
A lot
kind
of schoolwork.
Yeah, I'm in like a 3-week. Well, I'm a week into this 3-week, like pretty busy.
Fair.
Tough. Like it's the end of a semester. I'm getting all my clinical hours in, so I just kind of kept my head down. You know. I did see my
grinding.
family. We carved, or like my nieces and nephews, we carved fake pumpkins.
Cute.
And it was fun. It was cute. But yeah, I just kind of been vibing by myself.
Tomorrow, though, we are seeing the Taylor Swift
Oh, yes.
movie. So
yes.
next episode, Asia will have to give a review of
I
what
will.
you think.
Yeah.
I watched it already. I cried several times. So I think I'll cry again tomorrow.
Oh, gosh. Is it always at the same parts that you cry, or?
Yes.
Yeah, because you've seen the concert multiple times.
Yes.
And then okay.
And the movie. I think I cried more in the movie than I did during the shows.
Oh, interesting.
Because
Why do you think?
the gravity of it all really set in during the movie.
Mm.
I think you got to see like her up close like facial expressions and just be like, oh my gosh, like
yeah.
she's really taking it in, or like this is such a big thing. And,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Part of me was like, oh my God, she's just this little country, small town singer.
I was going to ask,
And
how
now
do you
she's
think they decided,
well.
like, with the surprise songs, like, what to include in
I
the
think
movie?
she chose to
Oh, she
decide.
did?
I think,
Okay.
yeah, she knew
Interesting.
exactly what she was doing with the two surprise songs she included.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I'll leave them as a surprise for you tomorrow.
Good.
We shall see.
Good.
But transitioning now into the bulk of our topic today.
Oh my gosh, wait.
Oh,
I do have an update.
I'm so sorry.
I do have an update that is big in my family.
Yeah.
We should have started with this. Oh my God, I'm the worst. I have a new nephew. I have a new nephew
Yay.
as of today. So
Woo,
that's,
woo.
I mean, it's not really me to be celebrating, but my that's the
Kirsten is a female
my
warrior
sister
once again.
the third child she's birthed.
It's amazing.
Yeah, third boy.
Good for her.
That they have. So that's super exciting. I don't know when I'll meet him, but
Add to the tally.
yeah. But yeah, just a little tidbit.
Nice.
It's a good thing.
It is very good. And he was cute, so
Yeah.
he's a cute baby.
He's a cute baby. I was like looking at his picture. You know how sometimes babies have like, this is going to sound mean of me, just like kind of dry, flaky skin. His skin, I was like, man, this kid has good skin. He's like bronze, glowing. I was like, dang.
He looks good.
He looks good.
Look good as a kid. As a little baby. As a newborn. Okay, now transitioning.
Yes.
We're going to talk about resting this week. Especially, I feel like after my little vacay to Denver, I feel like I was well rested. And now I feel like I'm already not. But that's my own doing. So
I feel like with traveling, sometimes it can be super restful and sometimes it's not.
I feel like this was really restful, but then I think traveling back, I already get so stressed with the travel days that immediately it cancels out the rest.
Not the idea of coming back, but like actually traveling.
Actually traveling and then starting back at work, I feel like immediately all the rest that I had been doing goes out the window. But that's okay.
Yeah.
We're going to just talk about the importance of rest and or what we do to rest.
Yeah.
And what our not really goals are with it, but I was just gonna say with resting for me, I'm an extrovert, so this might be a little different for you because you're an introvert.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, right? I think so.
I am.
As an extrovert, I feel like rest looks super different for me because I don't actually need to be doing nothing with no one. I think my rest just has to be intentional and like who I spend my time with.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of introverts, it's usually being alone that makes you feel rested. I think for me, it's typically like watching a movie with other people or just being around others that also fills up my cup quite a bit. And so I think it differs a little bit in that regard. But I also do think even as an extrovert, there's probably a lot of benefits to me just being alone and like sitting in silence.
Is that tough for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I tend to distract myself whenever that's the case. So it's usually either me going on my phone or watching TV or doing both because I need two distractions. But I do feel like recently I've learned to just sit in the silence more. And definitely every single time I do it, I'm like, wow, this is so good. And then I don't know why I still put it off every single time.
Yeah.
But I'm not perfect, so don't come after me. I think, usually like waking up in the morning, that's a really good time. if I just don't do anything, but I almost always go on my phone.
Yeah.
And I know it's probably the worst thing I can do is go on my phone as soon as I wake up. But it's my number one fatal
every
error.
day.
Yeah.
Man.
I know.
I think I don't when I have to get up early because I like wait to the last minute till I need to get up, and then I'm like, okay, you need to get up and like start, and then it's like go and out the door. But on days like off, I usually will pull out my phone, or I love to like wake up and then like put on a show, like just kind of in the background. Yeah. Just kind of like la-di-da around.
That's nice. I feel like
that's
I wake
like
up
my favorite type of morning.
That's a better routine than mine. I feel like usually I just wake up naturally at 6:45.
Naturally.
And then
what?
I like don't set an alarm. I just
that's
always
kind
get
of impressive.
Up almost at the same time every day. And then I don't have to, especially because when I work from home, I usually don't start work till 8.
Yeah.
So then I have an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm not going to get dressed and like ready for the day.
Yeah.
So that's usually my worst.
That's different. Yeah, that is different.
Thing is I'm like phone, and then I am on my phone for like an hour, and then at that point I've already put so much in my head.
Yeah, that's tough to start your day with.
And then I work for 8 hours, and so there's just so many thoughts all the time that it's never like slowing down.
Yeah.
I feel like when I drive is usually probably the most I slow down.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm usually still listening to music, so I don't know if you can really count that as rest.
I think so.
Okay.
It's all
relative,
like to how you're feeling. Like if it calms you, like music calms you down, then
fair enough.
It can be like you don't have to like sit in silence to rest or sleep.
That's true. I think the importance of rest really comes into play, especially if you're doing like, sorry, oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought. The importance of rest is really important in terms of making sure, your cup is full. And then I have a friend who was talking about this, but he's in the creative field. And so just talking about having creative resets. Yeah. You need to make sure you're not burning out and like you're resting a lot more. Otherwise, I think burnout comes a lot faster.
Yeah.
Especially, I would say creatively. And if you're doing something creatively as like your job.
Yeah.
Then
that would be different. Because for me right now, like creativity is pretty much solely an outlet. Yeah. But I can imagine if you're doing that as a job, you'd have to find ways to like offset the work to like hobby.
I would say like, because for this podcast that we're doing is a very much of a creative outlet. Yeah. For both of us. And it's not transitioned into like work. And I think if it ever did, I would definitely probably have to be like, okay, I need to rest and like not be doing this all the time and like be on all the time. I would definitely need to like rest. So then too, you can let the creative process happen a lot easier and think of pretty organic ideas instead of feeling strained.
Yeah. Forced.
Yeah. I think that's just probably important to the creative process.
Yeah, there's lots of different forms of like rest because there's like creative rest, there's like mental rest, there's physical rest, like social rest. Because like for me, being an introvert, I have some extroverted like moments or tendencies, but like down to my core, I'm an introvert. So I have basically a social battery, like, and once that battery is depleted, which I do work with people, and so a full day of work is pretty much going to deplete that for a little bit. So I do need at least a little bit of time to like recharge it before I do something else with people. But I do kind of relate to you in the sense that like there are certain people, and it's a small circle, but there's certain people who are included in that like recharge time. And so if I'm with those people, like it's not necessarily depleting my battery, but it's not everybody, sorry to say. It's a small circle, but I definitely need time to kind of be by myself. Not too long, because then it can spiral downward. Yeah. So it's all, taken 29 years to kind of learn what that limit is and when to recognize the signs of a spiral, and then to like, you know, text my brothers, hey, like, what are you doing? Can I like come see the boys or something to like help with that? So
that's good.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a big planner, so usually, I will plan something every single day.
Yeah,
and
that
then it's
stresses
like a
me
month,
out.
and then I'm like,
that literally stresses
I've not
me out.
spent an evening
So when
by myself.
When
and
I look
alone.
at my like week schedule, I'm like, okay, this day and this day I have to myself, and I'm like, woohoo! And then this day and this day I'm gonna like try to do something else or see people or whatever. But I it has to be a mix for me. Stresses me out to be like every day or night of the week I have, and sometimes it happens and you just like go with it, but long term I can't. I have to break it up.
I feel like the OCD in me thrives with looking at it. I'm like, look at this. It's like done, 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 done. And I'm like, perfect. It's all mapped out. But then once I'm like through a better part of my week, I'm like, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I am wanting to do nothing. And I think very much though, like when my battery's completely depleted, I just need to be solo for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I'm fine.
Right.
To be like around people again.
It's not. Sometimes I think with introverts, people are like, oh, you need like a whole day to yourself. And it's not. It's like I get home from work and maybe I need an hour.
Yeah.
To like be by myself, be with my dog, go on a walk. That's like my favorite alone thing to do.
Yeah.
But it's not like hours and hours or like an entire day to be alone.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Whole day.
See, when you're alone too long, I go crazy.
Yeah.
And I think that I have a little bit of,
I would for sure,
like extroverted tendencies because like then I need to see people.
If I want to hold, usually, sorry, back in May, I was watching Zeke and Melissa's dogs, and all of you guys were gone. And I do believe there were like 3 or 4 days in a row where I didn't speak to a single other person. And it was like dark by the end. I was like, I think everyone hates me.
Yeah.
I don't have a single friend.
Bleak. Yeah.
This is the end. And it was just, it got dark so quickly. So usually I need to have social interaction, probably even after 6 hours. Otherwise, I almost think I get irritable.
Yeah.
And like I get more, not angry, I just get more irritable. And then once I'm around people for 10 minutes, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love living.
She's back.
Being alive. She's so fun.
She is back to herself. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy how like your environment really affects.
It does.
Your mental space.
Yes. But then I think, like you said, there are some people that I keep very close that it feels like they are recharging me. And I don't have to put on a show basically actually for that. I would say even more like I can just sit there and be quiet if I want to.
Yes.
Or I can just add whatever I want. And so I think there's a few days every week within my weeks that I set aside time for those people. And I think it's really helped me to have some consistency in that.
Yeah.
So then it's not like I'm always looking and searching for those times because otherwise I would just be like waiting around at home, waiting for people to invite me over. And I'm like, this is crazy. And so now it's like, Sundays and Tuesdays are usually always recharge days. And then Saturday morning.
I'm on both of those days.
That's crazy. Those are the only 2 consistent days I feel like I have every week.
Yeah.
So I enjoy them a lot though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I can just sit there and listen.
Yeah.
And I don't
like
need to be even talking.
That is, I think, the thing that does qualify those people, but it's people that like know me well enough to where I don't have to act a certain way or be a certain, like it's just however I'm feeling that day, whoever she's going to be that day is like, those people are like fine with that. And I think I'm supposed to say that people aren't fine with that, but I think in my head, it's like, sometimes I feel like I have to be a certain way at work or a certain way at church or like, and that drains me.
That's fair.
Yeah. To like.
I think that too.
Yeah.
Usually at work, I mean, I am a manager, so I have to usually be pretty on.
Be pretty profesh.
Got to be pretty profesh and just available. And if I walked in and just shut the door and wouldn't talk to anybody, it would be pretty wild. I think they would be alarmed.
Yeah, not a great look.
No. And then yeah, I would say there's different friends that I know I also have to be usually pretty on.
Yeah. Or
otherwise it's like the
situations I have to be more social in, which is out of my comfort zone. Like I can do it and I've gotten a lot better, but it does drain that battery, I think, twice as fast when I have to be like more extra social.
I think it doesn't drain my social battery, but I think it makes me very aware and like anxious.
Yeah.
Because then I'm just like over reading all of their body language and just trying to make sure everyone's comfortable.
Everyone's having a good time.
Is everyone okay?
Is everyone having a good time? Right,
yeah. That's why I love and hate my birthday parties, because I'm always like, is everyone having fun? I'm like the host who I need to make sure everybody's having a good time, that I don't have a good time. But
classic.
That is what it is.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like our therapist said, you have people that you invite into your kitchen.
Yes.
And then you have people that you leave on the outskirts. And yeah, the people that are in my kitchen, I do not have to put on like a show for, and I can just simply be and exist, and we can watch a movie and not talk, and it's great.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. People who continually ask me.
Or this is also big for me, because I have a hard time being in a bad mood around people. So I typically would recluse.
You do have
but I think if I still do it sometimes, but these people in my kitchen, sometimes I'm in a bad mood and they're there, and that's okay. And you know, and they'll
oftentimes embrace your bad mood, do what they can to lift your spirits, and then just sit with you in your bad mood if they need to.
That's all I think I need sometimes, is someone to be there, not necessarily trying to make it better.
Yeah.
Not trying to be like, hey, I'm going to get you out of a bad mood. Because sometimes I get stubborn. I'm like, no, like I'm in a bad mood, and that's how it is. But
you tend to remove yourself.
I do. I will leave.
You will leave.
I will leave the party if I'm in a bad mood.
She'll go. So, she'll do an Irish goodbye. She won't even say goodbye. She'll literally just walk out, and you're like, what was wrong with Asia? Everybody's like, is she okay? And we're all like, I don't know.
I do that. I've gotten better, but I do that.
Usually it's if I'm quiet.
Yeah.
People are like, what's going on?
Are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm just not in a chatty mood.
Yeah.
But then also I tend to overshare. So if you really pry, I'll probably spill my guts out.
Exactly. Yeah. I hit a point in the bad mood where I'll break and I'll share everything. But
that's what
it takes a minute.
It's usually me that's just repeatedly asking, because I refuse. I'm very persistent. I think it's because growing up, my younger brother was similar, where like when he was in a bad mood, he just wouldn't talk.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I
have to know what's going on in there.
And that's probably not the best thing. Like there's probably definitely boundaries that I should have with that. And I do have now. I think as a kid, I used to like follow him around and be like, Wyatt, tell me.
What's wrong? Yeah.
I don't do that to you now. Everybody. Let's all know that.
No.
I think I'm usually like,
it's a healthy dynamic. Yeah. So
you're off.
You're okay.
What's going on? But hey, it's all about open communication.
It is. Yeah. It's okay to be in a bad mood sometimes.
Yeah.
And to let people know. And sometimes they can help you work through it.
Yeah. Sometimes they'll just sit with you in it too. Yeah. And not do anything, and that's all you need.
But it does help me to let someone in, to not like dwell in that bad mood.
That's true.
So
I feel
that's
like
probably the biggest benefit I've seen.
My bad moods can like spiral and like stoke fire within me if I don't tell people. Yeah. But then also on the flip side, if I tell people and they start stoking it, that also is bad for me.
Yeah.
So it's not ideal, I guess, for either side of me.
Yeah.
Unless I just confront the issue of what is my bad mood. Unless it's watching the Kardashians, then I just have to get out of that.
Stop watching.
I can't watch something anymore.
Yeah. I almost put it on the other day, and then I remembered what you said, and I was like, I can't afford.
I can't afford. Nope. I haven't watched it since.
Yeah.
Julie told me I can't. Julie was like, you can't watch it. And I was like, okay.
You're right.
You're right.
You're right. You're so right.
I'm sticking with that.
Yeah.
So.
Another thing with rest, getting back to rest, that I feel like I want to mention, because this principle has rocked my world in the past year.
Okay.
I went to, rewind back 10 years ago, I went to nursing school with this girl, this cohort. And I was a bundle of nerves in nursing school. Very, very stressed out. But this one girl in our cohort, she like took the Sabbath day.
Yeah.
A rest day, if you will, if you don't want to use that term. But she took Sundays, did not study, did not do homework. And I was like shocked by that. I was like, that's insane. I can't do that. I can't afford to do that. And so I didn't do it. And now fast forward 10 years later, this past year, like it came up again, like my friend Janet does this, and being in like the busy season I am, which you don't have to be in a busy season to do it, but it really does help in a busy season. I've been taking Sundays to like, I don't do schoolwork. I don't do things that are like causing me stress or anxiety, or like it's not like I don't do anything, but taking one day out of the week as your like rest day, Sabbath day, if you will, I'm telling you, it has rocked my world. It's made way like a bigger difference than I thought it would.
Yeah.
So
I know personally for me too, the Sundays is so nice to just rest because I feel like I don't dread Mondays as much either.
Yeah. That's true.
That's
a good point.
Just my own thought.
Yeah.
I feel like if I can really rest all day Sunday and kind of like refuel my fire, then I don't hate Mondays as much as I used to.
Yeah.
'Cause I used to hate Mondays, but now I'm like,
I feel good.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So I think in different seasons of life, like I don't know for me what it'll look like when I don't have school, but I think I'm still going to try to incorporate like, it'll probably look different if like, you have basically you just have to be intentional about what is restful to you.
Yeah.
And devote at least like try it. I don't just saying try it. Devote like one day to like only doing those things and staying away from the things that like maybe stress you out or you have to do during the week. So for me right now, like it makes me work a little bit harder during the week.
That's good.
To like, because I'm looking forward to like my rest day on Sunday. I don't know. I just like didn't think it would make that big of a difference, and that's why I didn't do it for 10 years. And then I started doing it this past year, and oh boy, like it has kept me sane. I think like
That's so good.
Like I'm not as stressed out as I was in nursing school, and I think that also is like there's been lots of other growth, but I'm managing stress much better. Because like I'm in like a tough season right now, but I don't feel like I want to pull my hair out like I would have thought. Like
that's amazing.
2 years ago, when I was like, oh my god, like the next 2 years of my life are gonna like absolutely suck.
Yeah,
they haven't.
That's
and
amazing.
And I think a lot of that has to do with like being intentional with time and like rest time and working harder in other areas instead of just kind of procrastinating and then being stressed out on my one day off. So that's just a little tidbit that I found helpful.
Beautiful. I think, once you figure out what help works for you, how much you need, and just doing something that you actually enjoy instead of feeling restless in your rest, then it'll all come full circle for people who need tips on it, I guess. But pivoting to end rest, we can move to a second of pop culture.
I was gonna ask you if there's any pop culture.
I feel like the only pop culture really that I've been watching is still Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, but it's because people are giving me heat on how much I care about it, which is so fair. But I just encourage everyone to watch the video of him helping her get out of the car for SNL.
Yes.
The man is her like a security guard.
Yeah.
He's looking out after her. And I just love it a lot. And so
it is a cute video. Yeah.
It's making me giddy.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else really pop culture related that's happening. In my world at least. Yeah.
My Okay, Love is Blind finished.
Yes.
I was shocked.
I was too.
Not one of the couples. I was like, I did not see that coming.
The one who got married at the end? Yeah.
I was like,
I was surprised.
No way Milton's saying yes.
Says yes. They've been married for like 2 years now.
I was like, what the heck? Did you watch the reunion?
Mm-hmm.
Uche didn't even show up.
Yeah, because Uche is the worst.
That is literally like the worst.
So
Like such a
annoying.
bad look to not even.
It's such a bad
look to not even show up and like
So
defend
embarrassing.
not even defend yourself, but like speak to
Yeah.
whatever. But my coworker texted me a couple days ago and she was like, "Hey, they are casting for this city, and Phoenix." And I was like, OMG. Just been thinking about that.
Did you look into it?
Maybe. I will decline to answer
Until you've decided.
until I've decided.
Fair.
Is the application pulled up on my phone?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Is it an extensive application?
Kind of, yeah.
That's good.
Have
That's
I answered
fair.
some of? No, I'm not even gonna go. I'm not even gonna go there.
What's one of the questions you've answered?
I will decline to answer.
No, I want to know.
If I do, though, will you be a reference for me?
Yes, I will.
Okay, cool.
I'll speak very highly
yeah,
of
I was
you.
like, you're like, yeah, don't let her on. She
Don't
sucks.
Don't do that.
No, I go back and forth of like it completely destroying me. Or
Fair. That's okay.
Would I even get on? No. So,
But if you do, you'll be famous.
one of the questions is,
Are you doing this?
Yeah, do you want to fall in love in the pods or just be on television? I'm like, ugh, I don't even want to be on television, to be honest. Could we do the experiment off television?
Yeah.
I'll do that.
That would be so much better.
I know. I would do that.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
But anyways.
Nice. Okay, well,
Also, my shirt.
Oh, so sorry.
Look at my shirt. I got the shirt
It's Mo's.
that I customized.
It's her dog.
I love it.
It's comfort colors.
Anyways, so sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just going to say, we are going to do Worst First Dates
Yes.
here soon. So
we all
send
know
us
you
in.
have one.
Yeah.
We all know.
I know for sure.
I know. Everyone has
You
at
guys
least
have
one.
some. And so send us those. And then we are also going to do submissions for family holiday fiascos.
Yes.
So if you've ever had a weird family holiday.
The holidays always bring
something
out
maybe go wrong.
the family drama. Always
Maybe a weird event happened.
Yeah.
Please write it in because
weird
we're going to
family
read.
member.
Weird family member. Maybe something caught on fire or something.
A meal was ruined.
Yeah, something like that.
Someone had a mental breakdown.
Yes. Please send it to us. And we are going to read some on an upcoming episode.
Yeah.
So also like, comment, subscribe, review, whatever.
Do all the things.
Do all of the things. And let us know if there's anything, you want me and Asia to talk about.
Yeah, I got a burning question.
We should do burning questions.
Yeah. Q&A episode.
Yeah. But anyway, thanks, guys.
That is all we have.
Adios.
Bye.